Hey, happy Sunday to you, everybody. How's it going today? Hope everybody had a fine Christmas and was able to spend some time with family and friends and did it safely, and everybody was happy when they left. So, hoping that all went well for everybody out there today. This past holiday was probably one that was tough on a lot of families, and I'm sure a lot of let's say lighter Christmases, were out there this year just due to the economy and the situation with COVID and, people just generally being careful with all that. So hope everybody had an enjoyable, safe time to say the least, and hopefully things will look brighter going forward. But the purpose of today's video was just to discuss the whole Nashville thing. And, while we're all grateful that, at least as far as I know, I think they're still trying to determine if anybody was actually killed or not, but it looks like for the most part, most people got away fairly safely without any, significant injuries. So that's good. So that sort of brings me to a couple of points. And number one, the whole thing just doesn't pass the smell test for me. It smells funny. And for a couple of reasons. One, you did it, whoever was responsible for it, purposely had it, going off in the early morning hours versus in the middle of the night, when people were tucked away in their beds or walking home from, wherever, which is great. I'm glad nobody was hurt. Don't get me wrong here, but I'm saying if somebody wanted to inflict casualties, mass casualties, it looks to me like they did it in a way to sort of prevent that. And it looks like they, might have used, law enforcement to help prevent that, obviously. Number one, again, the timing of it, early morning, people mostly tucked in their beds. Nobody walking around for the most part. An audible warning from the RV apparently was utilized to, I would say, give people time to escape before detonation. So, terrorist attacks in the past are typically done without warning. And if you want to inflict casualty and pain and suffering, you don't, give a window to escape. Okay. So number one, the timing. Number two, the warning. And number three, the fact that it was done right at the AT&T, service center or whatever that location is. Apparently, it's a pretty significant location, just because of the amount of traffic that they help facilitate, with cell phones and the like. So, looks to me like somebody wanted to make a point. And then I would say on the fourth thing that kind of did it for me is that this 911 call that came in, okay, about shots fired. Well, they know police are going to respond if that was given, as a further warning to get law enforcement there to evacuate people. Because it sounds like as soon as they got the place evacuated, it blew up. And sounds to me like somebody might have been watching, and knew just when to hit the trigger or whatever the case may be. So, again, there's a lot of theorizing there, a lot of hypothesis going on there, but I'm just looking at what's been reported so far, which, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. But I just think it doesn't pass the smell test as a hardcore terrorist attack because it could have been done so much more deliberate and stealthy to inflict mass casualties, and it wasn't. So, that's a good thing. I'm glad nobody was killed, it looks like. Hopefully that's the case. But it just doesn't pass the smell test for me. I think it's something else, And again, everybody's got their own opinion. I appreciate your comments on the subject if you've got them, or if you've got some theories. Wouldn't mind listening to them at all. So, for that, everybody have a happy rest of your Sunday. Keep prepping. Don't stop that at all. Foot on the gas. Stack it deep. And always, long live the Republic.